Welcome to Public Opinion Podcast, Episode 1, starring your boy Sam Jules, a.k.a. Sam's a Cool Kid, a.k.a. Sam Pam Poppy, featuring my co-host Lucian Bernardin, a.k.a. Lou Gotti, and my second co-host Clinton Patterson, a.k.a. CP, a.k.a. So Disrespectful.
Yes,
welcome to the welcome to the pod, fellas. Welcome to the pod. So how's everybody doing? Everybody's good?
Another day, man. Another day. Let's get it. I'm excited for this. Been waiting.
Started.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Let's talk about it. So, first and foremost, I just wanted to talk about just like the birth of Public Opinion Podcast, POP, kind of how we got going, our relationship a little bit, and just like the content that we're gonna start spreading moving forward. So, as far as like the brand and the whole podcast itself, I know me and Lou, we've been friends for about, I want to say like 15 plus years, 16 plus years, uncountable amount of years. And we always talk hoops. Me and Clint, same thing. I've known Clint for about 10 plus as well. Always talked hoops, from a small city in Port St. Lucie, Florida. It's kind of how like our relationship originated, and it was always based around basketball. I think when I first met Lou, we ended up playing basketball, had a one-on-one, ended up hurting him, unfortunately. Ended up playing 2K for several years. Me and Clint played 2K for several years as well. And again, like I said, just like the basis of our relationship just always surrounded around basketball. And I just feel like these guys just have huge basketball IQs, and it only just felt right just kind of start something up with them. And I remember having a conversation with Clint. We were in a group chat one day, and he was just like, "Hey, man, like I feel like we should just get this like on recorded. Like our conversations are pretty high level, and we have some really, really good conversations. Let's just get this recorded in front of a camera." And I was like, "Yo, let's do it." Lou was on board, and then I think Clint came up with the name, and we've been running with it ever since.
Sure.
So that's kind of, and now we're here. So I love that. So thanks again, fellas, for just joining and, obviously making this come to life. As far as like the content, what we're going to, start pushing out, with this episode, we're going to discuss like predictions, but we're also going to discuss things within the culture of basketball. So obviously basketball will be the first thing that we talk about, but as far as from that, we're going to talk about, current events. We may even touch on some things like social issues and so forth. But again, just going to keep it basketball, keep it clean, and everything's going to be, like the title, our opinion, everything's going to be opinion based. So I guess we can start there. Anything that I missed, guys? Anything you guys want to chime in and say, or?
Let's get it. I'm excited, for this journey with this pod. Hoping this turns into something, but very excited to speak hoops with my guys. So let's get it.
And you know me,
what about you?
I gotta take it from the top. Like we gotta dig in, and we gotta get everybody's story of what got you into basketball, what started your hoop journey, what got you into playing and watching basketball.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Of course.
I was already talking.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll go first. So with me, I know Lou would appreciate it. Like, I think I started my journey just as a Heat fan, watching the Miami Heat. My dad, huge Heat fan, obviously coming from Haiti into the country, and all Haitians for some strange reason are just Miami Heat fans. My dad got me into watching it as a toddler, and then as a young adult. I think I transitioned into watching the Thunder play a little bit more, and then fell in love with the Thunder. But I think basketball is just a good way for me to make friends. Like I moved around a lot as a kid, so just always meeting people through sports. And I think basketball was just that sport for me that I just really loved. Was never like a physical guy, never a fast guy, strong, whatever. So, but like I just feel like basketball just has like a twist of like mental and physical, because like I feel like you don't have to be the most physically enabled guy, but if you're super smart, I think you could be good in basketball. So again, I just found that love with that, and just everything that came with it. And, there's like so many components that come with basketball, music and culture, and it's like so many things that's like tied into the sport, which again, that made me like fall in love with the game. And again, like I said, it's just like a good way just to meet people, good way to make friends, good way to something to do. I know me and Lou talk about this all the time, as far as like, girls like rather like gossip and stuff like that. But with dudes, we could just hoop, like go hoop and then, get a quick little sweat and be cool with it. It's obviously transitioned to like video games and so forth. But yeah, that's like where my love kind of stemmed from hooping. What about you guys?
I could say mine's is a little different. So growing up in Broward, we ain't really play outside with shoes. We ain't have Spalding basketball. So like, we didn't even have a hoop for real. So I could say like growing up, really my love was football. I loved Michael Vick. I loved LaDainian Tomlinson. I loved Ray Lewis. That was my love, was football. Because that's all everybody in the neighborhood was playing. Ain't nobody had basketball hoops. Ain't nobody had shoes to go hoop in. I'm outside in my slides. But I could say honestly that my love for basketball started when my older brother locked me and my little brother in a room because they was out having a party. And he turned on the 2005 All-Star game. And I remember seeing VC, T-Mac, Kobe going crazy. I'll never forget like the T-Mac lob off the backboard dunk. Like ever since I seen that, I was like, dang, this is lit. Ever since then, I've been plugged in. Watched that playoffs. I believe LA pulled off on that one. I think so. I can't remember. But yeah, that was kind of my introduction. I could say the 2005 All-Star game for sure.
That's crazy. What about you, Clint?
Mine was a different journey. My brothers were they were themselves in a sense. Islanders, older dudes, teenage years, man, they used to just get dumped off with me. Take your brother outside and do something. So we used to go to the park and I get my own side of the court and they be playing with their friends. They play soccer and then come shoot the soccer ball with each other. And I just sat on the other side, shot by myself. I wasn't into like even understanding the rules or much of basketball then. And when I moved to, I want to say about moving to Port St. Lucie, kind of where everything kind of just fell into place. It was a time of and one mixtapes, man. It was hot sauce. It was them. So it was like that kind of came out.
Yep.
So I started picking up a basketball and just started dribbling by myself. I met some friends. My homeboy Pete started from there. Like we literally started day one just down the street from his crib playing ball. I just always been a shooter. I never had to lay it up because he was always taller than everybody. So he would just go create, force the double, kick it back out to me, bang bang. That's the game, and then from there,
Things have not changed since.
Never will. And from there, I kind of just watched somebody I can orchestrate my game behind. It was Steve Nash. It was a guy who can't jump over a piece of paper. He can pass the ball. He can shoot it. I picked up falling in love with the Suns. Sam Presti was on the president's staff and stuff over there. So when he moved over to OKC and everybody in Phoenix jumped ship, I jumped ship with Presti. Fell in love with OKC and been on that long emotional roller coaster ever since. I'm still there, man. I'm
right with you, bro. We on the boat together, man. I'm right
on the
with
bottom
you.
deck looking up like, man, you remember those good times? But hey, it is what it is.
Yes, sir. That was dope.
No, I love that. Hey, man, it's a long season, so I think we'll be straight this year. But I did want to start off with just like predictions for the year. Obviously, it's gonna be a long season, like I mentioned. So, as far as your champion, who you think is gonna win for the 2022-2023 season NBA championship? Who you got, Lou? I'll go with you first.
For my NBA championship this year, I'm gonna go with the young boy Giannis. I think he's gonna take it home this year. They got all the pieces together. Chris Middleton's coming back. I feel like he was the missing piece, last year, and that's the reason why they didn't make it. But it's gonna be tough. I like Milwaukee Bucks to pull it off this year. So we'll see. How you feel, Clint?
What do you think, Clint?
I I think this is the year of seeping through the crack. We got a lot of people who was reaching and they just haven't hit it yet. And it's, in my opinion, I think he has no excuse, and it has to be Philly. It has to be James Harden. I feel like this has to be their year. Your team is built. You got guys holding you accountable. You got a big man. You have a bench. You have a coaching staff. You have a culture. You have to deliver. Like, there's no more excuses after this of, oh, you didn't have a team. You didn't have an organization. You didn't have a backing. You didn't have a bench. You have the total package. To not win now is, I feel like, a fair time to finally criticize him.
Okay, I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Philly.
That's a good one. So mine switched. I was going to go Milwaukee at first, but I feel like the Nets probably got it this year based off of everyone's headspace. And I think if everyone gets on the same page, they'll be good. I think KD and Kyrie are in a good place right now. I know they're waiting for Joe to come back. They're waiting for Seth to come back. I think they added some good pieces. I know the whole requesting a trade thing kind of put a little wrench in their plans, but maybe it was like part of the plan to begin with. So I don't know, but I'm rooting for the Nets. I think KD, Kyrie, Royce O'Neal, and all those other guys that's on there. Ben Simmons might have a breakout year for me. So I'm rooting for them this year to come out.
Okay.
As far as coming out of the East, though, number one, who you think got it this year, Clint?
The East is
just
tough.
The East.
I think it's just because of matchups. Like, I think seeding is going to be very important this year because any other year you can look and just say this roster's it and kind of put it on the wall. This year, everybody's well balanced. Everybody's kind of coming from some kind of chemistry issue, and to me, the only team that's a total package is Philly. They can play big. They can play small. They can change pace. Like I said, they're organized. They got, even though everybody gives Doc Rivers flack, he's going to hold you accountable. I think that's the biggest thing superstars need. I'm going to call you out. Whether I have to tell the media or not or whatever, because I can draw the game plan. You still got to play. And I think, to me, they're the most balanced team in the East.
So you're riding with Philly. I like that. You're riding with Philly this year. Okay. All right, Lou, who you got coming out of East?
I feel like it's gonna come down to. These three teams. I feel like it's gonna come down to the Nets, the Bucks, and the Celtics. But like I said, I still think Bucks are pulling off with that. But those three teams are going to be pretty tricky.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be a close top three.
We could even throw in Cleveland in there if you want. But it's going to be tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. Experience will, yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely got Bucks getting out of there. Giannis, bro. New goal.
Yep. I got you. I actually got the Bucks as well coming out of the East. I feel like very similar to your point. As a unit, 100%, they're going to be tough to beat. Like Chris Middleton, 100%, Giannis, 100%, Drew, 100%, Brooke, like tough to beat. So, I think they'll come out of the East. Like I said, I want the Nets to win, but I just feel like there's just a lot of things that they got to figure out first before they could actually win. And then, I do like the Cavs. It's gonna take some time though. As far as like experience and just getting on the same game plan, but I definitely got
sweet going to the land.
No. It's not gonna be sweet. No, a lot of teams is not gonna be sweet this year. Cool. What about for the West? What you got going on the West? I'll start with you this time, Lou.
The West is tricky. Because it's like at the same point we could sit here and say that Golden State could run this thing back because if they get Kuminga and Wiseman going and get them in rotation and get them moving the way everyone else moves, they're going to be tricky. You still got Luka. You still got, Joker. And you still got Bron, So it's going to be tricky. But I feel like my heart wants to say that Luka is going to pull it off this year.
Ooh, okay. So, I like that.
That's where my head is at. My heart wants to say Luka's pulling it off this year. He's going to get out the West. So
okay.
Yeah.
Clint, what about Clint? Clint's the biggest Luka fan over here, so I feel like it's going to be Luka again. But who you got coming out the West?
He stole it to a degree, and just because you stole it, I got to change it. Like, to me, I've seen Luca go against them guys, and like every time I say, man, he ain't getting out of that. He walked right out of that. So I just be like, damn. So it's like I gotta go against the grain. Part of me wants to say Golden State, but I just feel like I feel an injury coming. I that's just me. I feel an injury coming. Somebody in that core, God forbid. I just feel like it's not gonna click, and they're gonna. Every time they do a long playoff run, they don't always come back whole. That's all I'm gonna say. So
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rock with Mr. I take 2 years off and come back and I'm a dog and I'm going with the Clippers.
I knew this. John Wall,
Clippers, Kawhi takes every time he take that year off, he come back and he all right, I need one, and this might be the time he go get him another one. I gotta go ahead and grab this up real quick. They forgot about me. Let me remind them.
Well, okay, I like that. I'm also going with the Clips. I was gonna go. A different route, but I'm gonna take the Clips as well. I just feel like as a unit, they're just gonna be another tough team to beat, bro. John Wall, he got something to prove.
They're gonna be tough.
Kawhi's fully rested, PG's fully rested. Like his shoulders are 100% now, and they just got so many bodies, bro. Like Norman Powell, Rocco, Batum. Like the team is so complete. They could go big, they could go small. Very similar to what you was saying, Clint. Like it's tough. It's tough, man. It's gonna be tough to beat. So. It's going to go down to coaching, I think, and Tyler's a great coach. He's got to make the right adjustments, but they're only going to beat themselves at the end of the day. You know, that's so. I'm definitely rooting for them boys. I think they got it out the West, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Next up is DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year. I'll start off on this one. I think Bam got it this year. I feel like he does a really good job of just switching from bigs to smalls. Them losing PJ Tucker, their defensive captain, kind of enhances his chances in winning, in my opinion, just because now he's gonna get exposed. He has to be the one to switch up. He has to be the one to switch down. And he does a really, really good job of just sliding his feet to make sure that he gets those blocks or he just gets those steals or deflections or whatever. So I think Bam, in my opinion, is the most versatile big. I know Clint got something scheming over there, but what do you think?
You got to show me. I really just want you to stand on your answer here. So I'm going to ask you this question. Because Miami culture, we switch everything, blah 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 blah. How does he manage to switch everything and get back to the paint to really make a stop and close out that possession? I think Defensive Player of the Year typically goes to people who change shots. So how does he be effective in both areas?
Yeah, I just feel style of play. Everyone's shooting threes now, so as long as he can contest threes, I think he'll be straight. Rudy's so known for being a big blocking guards that come in the hole, but Bam, as long as he can just contest these 3-point shots, contest these mid-range shots, I think he'll be straight. He does a really good job of switching to where he's up top, to where he can stay up top, doesn't have to waver or go down or or just kind of settle. He'll just hey, I'm gonna just guard up top. Y'all handle me down there. We'll be straight. So that's just my opinion. I just feel he's gonna be
so he
solid.
Needs to channel his inner Patrick Beverly and find a way to harass everybody up top, make them uncomfortable. And okay, I'm gonna hold this note because it's interesting.
Hold it. I think he does the best job, in my opinion, bro. I think he does the best job. He's the most versatile big out there who can do who could play both sides, but he's good at just switching everything, making sure guys aren't getting easy lays and also contesting 3-point shots. So that again, he's my pick. What about you, Lou? Who you think?
I gotta go with big boy Rudy, man. I think Gobert is going to hold down that paint, with Cat being a very suspect on that perimeter defense.
He's a guard now. Cat's a guard, so.
Yeah, thanks. I think he's going to be very suspect out there on that perimeter, which is going to, cause a lot of ball movements, and I feel like that ball will end up right in front of Rudy Gobert. And all he has to do is put his hands up, get a couple blocks. He averages 3 blocks a game, 4. I just feel like it's going to come down to him. there's all just gonna no homo just kind of suck into the hole. It's just gonna be easy for him to contest, get blocks.
Clint, what you thinking?
I'm wanting to give Draymond just for he needs it this year. He watched everybody get paid, and he's looking at his checkbook like, yeah, it's just we're running out of M's. I need some of them M's that and I think he's gonna lock in and go back to that old him of just being annoying, being a hound, getting texts, but really trying to be the anchor of that defense. So I'm going Draymond, but my honorable mention, the guy in a similar situation is Ben Simmons. You got to bounce back. You're in a perfect opportunity because Brooklyn needs you to be a perimeter pest and a paint pest. So it's like they're going to most likely play small ball with him running some 5 and KD running some 4. So he has to be effective on all ends of defense, which he has the size and length to do. And him taking a year off, I think they shouldn't take it easy on him. Like, this is what we brought you here for. We don't need no offense. We need playmaking and defense. Do your thing.
It's a lot of revenge years for a lot of people, man. Draymond revenge, Ben revenge, Russ revenge. Like, it's a lot of revenge for a lot of folks. So I do like that pick a lot. All right, cool. Winding it down. Dark horse. Who you guys a dark horse this year? I'll start off with you, Clint.
So we're saying dark horse teams.
Team.
For the past few seasons, we were calling them the Pelicans. Now we can finally call them the Pelicans. I feel like their balance, their structure, Lou's computer.
Just keep going.
Yeah, so I feel like the structure, the balance, their team, the way it's set up in Zion being such a rim running paint presence that you can't really contest in a one-on-one situation. I don't know a lot of teams that are built to stop a 280 man coming and jumping over the gym. So as long as he's healthy, that team is perfectly structured to have different situational offensive strategies. So I got a BI Zion pick and roll is hard. A CJ Zion pick and roll is tougher. If CJ's learned anything from watching Chris Paul, that pull up midi off that pick is going to be dangerous. That lob threat out of that is dangerous. BI handling late shot clock situations. Really just being an ISO scorer that he's proven himself to be a little bit last season. So I feel like the Pelicans, they got length, they got size, they can play big. Like I said, I don't see nobody stopping Zion one-on-one. I think that puts a lot of teams in defensive shambles, and I think that helps them. I don't have them win it at all, but I do have them making the playoffs and contending. Like, you're not going to the New Orleans and taking a nap anymore.
Yeah, they're not folding over there. I agree. Lou, what you thinking? Dark horse team.
Dark horse team. I brought up these boys already, man. I'm going with Detroit, man. I feel like it's not going to be a walk in the park no more in Detroit.
Nope.
They're bringing that old school IT back to Detroit, man. They're bringing that grit, that grind.
Bad boys.
Bad boys. I like Isaiah Stewart. Feel me? That energy he showed us. He ain't backing down from LeBron because he's LeBron. He want that smoke, and that's what you need. Like, you need that on your team. You got Sadiq, knockdown 3-point shooter. Got Cade, all around playmaker. Now you got Jaden Ivey, young grit. So I got Detroit, man. They're gonna be the dark horse team, the scary team.
Actually, I like them too, and they're in a good conference, so I feel like they're gonna make some noise this year. They're pretty decent conference.
True.
I got Cavs this year as like a dark horse. They missed the playoffs last year. They were right there. Obviously, them getting the addition of D. Mitch helps them out. Mobley has molded great. Jared Allen has developed. I think this is the year that Darius Garland steps up. Obviously no longer having to deal with Colin Sexton and kind of like sharing the ball with him. Obviously now he has to share it with D. Mitch, but I think they'll figure it out. They have a pretty good relationship. Who else? I know Seti's there. Kevin Love is still there from like a veteran standpoint. Like, they just have a lot of good guys. I feel like, yep. So I think that team's going to be solid. I think they're my dark horse. They'll definitely make the playoffs this year. I don't see them not making it, but it's going to be, again, up to them. They have a really good coach. Bickerstaff is a good coach, so I think they'll be solid.
They have good flexibility.
They do. They do have good flex. They can guard everything. They could guard everything if you think about it.
Yeah, they got a little bench too. Rubio's still over there, but I know he's hurt.
Yep, Rubio's there. Karis LeVert's still there.
So Isaac Okoro off the bench.
I do like Okoro a lot. So I think they'll be straight. All right, and last one, MVP. Who you rocking with? I start off with Clint this time.
Part of me wants to say the Nuggets take a step up and we give Joker the first three-peat in a while, but I'm stepping away from that notion. I'm jumping on the Luka train, man. He's, in my opinion, I didn't think he had another gear last year. He showed me another gear. He showed me, hey, that you thought that was it? Nah, I got something else. I got make Chris Paul look embarrassing gear. Like I can do that too. I can pass a little more, and I can show you I can stay off the ball and let my teammates play. Like that. That was a big step in his development. Jason Kidd getting the ball out of his hands. It worked so well. The Knicks thought Brunson was worth some money. Like I think his new play style is not hurting his team as much as it used to, and I feel like them implementing wins with the crazy stats he's already going to put up is going to help. It's going to help his case.
Well, what did Lucas say to Phoenix? You tough when you up.
Look at the smoke for them boys. Everyone's tough when you up. Send them boys back packing. I'm done. That's funny. What about you, Lou? Who you got MVP this year?
MVP this year, man, it's going to be the Cinderella story. We know NBA loves the Cinderella story, man.
Fact.
We know LeBron is getting that record this year.
Yep.
They're going to make sure he get it. They're going to make sure he pass up that old head. You feel me? Get him up out of here. And he's going to go ahead and secure that MVP this year just for passing that up. And all he has to do is average, 27, 28. Pass up that record, they're going to hand him the MVP, man. That's that Cinderella story.
In year 20, by the way. That's going to be like the highlight. Like year 20, he does this
averaging 28. Yeah, come on, man.
While we're here,
sick.
While we're here, because I know everybody in the world just knows me as the biggest LeBron hater in the world, which I might be. I'm not even going to deny that credibility on that. But in my personal opinion, I think that LeBron, last 2 years in Cleveland, entering into LA, I'm going to give him his flowers. I've never seen somebody get older and get better. In my opinion, his game now is so much more complete than it was even in his peak of his prime in Miami, his first stint in Cleveland, his championship time in Cleveland. When he got rid of Kevin Love and Kyrie and everybody, and his jump shot is way better than it was. He can damn near shoot 40% from there. He has a midi turnaround fade game. He has a post up game that we've been know he had. He's still the playmaker that he always been. He doesn't even look like he lost a step athleticism wise. He still looks like that guy. It just decides when he decides to put in some effort. But at the same time, it's hard to go grab a kid in high school and say, hey, this is your weaknesses, get better. And you see him actually do it. For you to be 20 years in the league and be able to do this, man, I give him his flowers to that all day, every day. I've never seen anybody that late in their career make a change and make their game so well-rounded.
Got to.
I appreciate that, Clint. I really do, man. Hearing that from me, it shows a lot of growth, man. I know that took a lot out of you.
I know it hurt.
I know it hurt you, bro. It's all good.
I'm going to sleep tonight.
You probably won't. You probably won't. I'm going Joker, though. I'm going to go Joker. I think it's going to happen. I think the whole 3P thing's going to happen. Just because, that's the style of play. And now he has pieces to add with Jamal being back, MPJ being back. I think it's going to make his job 10 times easier just to get those assists, just to get those boards. It's just going to make him look even more valuable than last year. So I could be wrong because obviously it's going to take a little bit of load off of him, from a scoring load. but I just think from like an attribute standpoint, I think he's gonna it's gonna flourish. Like obviously picking up those boards from MPJ, picking up like getting assists to Jamal, it's gonna make everyone look way better. And they just center everything around him, bro. Like if you look, like once the play starts, he's like the center of the play. You know, like they start through him. So
that's how talented he is.
That's how talented he is, bro. And you know it's going to him. You know, like you just can't stop it. So I'm riding with him. I think he's gonna get it again. We'll see. But I think it'll happen. Has that ever happened before, Clint? Like back to back.
Yeah, I think.
Larry?
I want to say the last person was Larry Bird.
That's crazy though. For him to do that now and like today's day and age, like it's pretty dope. All right, cool. And then last one, for your favorite player of the year. So like I think with this, not prediction, but like this selection, it's who you riding with the whole year, no matter what happened. They could go 0 for 82, but you're still riding with this person. I'll start it off. I'm going with Damian Lillard. I'm going to start off and go with Damian Lillard. I know they're not going to win, right? I know, the Trailblazers are trash, but and it's Dame time. But I respect him for the loyalty aspect, even though they told him to jump ship, go to LA. He was having meetings with Bron and AD and all these other teams or whatever. But he rode and said, I'm going to stay in Portland and see what we can do over here. So I'm going to ride with him. Again, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Team's not set up for any type of success. But I'm riding with Dame just because I feel he's a real one. So he's my pick. What about you, Clint?
That was a good one. I'm rocking with a lot of my picks, man. A lot of my players. Y'all not noticing the trend. It all starts with a jersey number of 13. You know what I'm saying? Steve Nash, James Harden. But I'm not going there right now. We're staying in LA. We're going PG-13. I'm rocking with PG all year. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for who he is on the basketball court. I feel like he gets criticized of, oh man, Dame waved you off. All right, cool. Who else is playing defense? Like you got to be a defender to get dunked on. You got to be a defender to get crossed. You got to be a defender to get shot on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Paul George is overlooked in the history books of his talent, what he brings to the table. Like, I play defense and I can still give you 20. You can't show me a lot of people that'll do that. And I feel like no matter what, whether you want to call him playoff P or pandemic P, I'm riding with him. He's a real definition of a workhorse, and I think that he don't get enough credit for it.
Okay, I like that. That was good. That was actually be my second. Yeah, I'm rooting for PG all year too, man. I feel like they give him a lot of flack, especially the stuff that he's had to take on with Kawhi being out these last couple of years. Like, he's done the best that he could. You know what I mean? So I got respect for PG for sure. What about you, Lou? Who you rocking with? Favorite player?
I'm rocking with a young boy, man. Y'all boys calling all these vets, these old heads. I'm rocking with a young boy, man. Young boy Ant-Man. I feel like he's going to turn up this year. I feel like he's going to play exceptionally well. Now that they got Rudy, let him play defense and guard the paint so my dog Ant-Man could do what he need to do. I just need it looks like D-Russ is kind of going to just, come down, and it seems that way. They're going to come down and let Ant-Man run it. So that's kind of what they showed throughout the preseason so far. So we'll see how it goes. If they really give him the green light, I feel like Ant could average easy 26, 25, 26. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope they really do give him the...
A lot of people, like, when I see them come in, I look for a lot of people's ceilings. I haven't seen his yet. Like, realistically, looking at Anthony Edwards, I don't know where he can fall. I don't know where he can be. Like, his potential is crazy. Like, he can literally be
crazy.
The next thing. You know what I'm saying? He can go from being the next Bron to even if he falls and doesn't hit that, he's still Tatum. Like, it's crazy. I don't know what his ceiling is.
Right.
And I feel like that's why that's not a bad look at all.
It's scary, bro. It's scary. So we'll see. They got to give him the wheel. They got to give him the green light, though. So we'll see. We'll see how that looks.
Nah, I like Ant. I think sky's the limit for him, bro. You just don't know what you're gonna get out of him, but he's every year he's gotten better. Confidence is crazy, so I just feel
Booming.
like so it's gonna take him super far. But yeah, I like that pick a lot. Cool. So just to shift gears a little bit. So with this part of the pod, we're gonna discuss. It's called the Futon Feature. It's kind of like the most slept on player. Clint is going to bring up somebody from the past, in which, me and Lou will pretty much have to guess and kind of think of who it is going to be. We'll obviously give them their flowers, obviously some respect to them and kind of what they gave to the game while they played, or if they're still playing. I think we could even do some current players as well. But I guess take it away, Clint. If you have somebody, we'll definitely see if we can figure it out, and then just give them their flowers for the moment.
This man is he's a left-handed connoisseur. Like, he's a bucket getter. He averaged a dub in for his career. He was very slept on his way to get a bucket, because it was crafty, and the shot, it was a left-hand beauty in my opinion. Milwaukee legend. Go ahead and y'all can throw that name at me whenever y'all ready.
Brandon Jennings.
Hey, Milwaukee legend,
Milwaukee legend,
lefty.
He didn't rock out in Milwaukee long enough to be a legend, man. You got to do some time there.
He paved the way for Giannis, bro. He paved the way.
He did pave the way.
His Milwaukee stint was probably not even 5 years. Did he even finish his rookie deal there? Like, I don't even know. You can't be a legend. You ain't do no time.
He dropped 55 on Steph. Just throwing that out there. And his rookie year.
Come on now. Let's not forget.
However you want to look at it.
But I definitely got to be Michael Redd. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Redd, lefty.
Definitely.
So definitely give a quick little shout out to Michael Redd, Olympian. He's won a gold medal. I think he kind of paved the way for like Milwaukee basketball. Obviously, no one really knew about Milwaukee until I think it was like Ray Allen. Then you could kind of pass the torch to Michael Redd, and then obviously now to Giannis. But yeah, man, definitely gotta give some love to that boy.
Nah, yeah, definitely.
But cool. So it's a segment that we're gonna run every episode. Last segment, we are gonna be going over matchups for the week. NBA opens up today, actually. So we'll discuss. We won't discuss who we feel like going to win, because obviously when this episode comes out, the game will be already played. But we will discuss just a little drama, kind of like what we think might happen, and just like our expectations out of these teams. So the Lakers play the Warriors today, and Philly plays Boston today. So as far as like Lakers and Warriors, I got Warriors winning. Lakers I don't think they're going to do any good this year. In my opinion, they didn't really get any better. And then with Philly and Boston, I'm riding with Clint today. I'm gonna go Philly. I just feel like Philly 100% is going to be a tough team to beat. Joel, it's gonna be too hot to handle. They don't got Robert Williams. He's out, I think, with the knee injury. So, like, who's gonna guard Joel? I think James Harden, him being skinny Harden now is gonna be like something that's gonna be something to mess with this year. It's gonna be tough to guard as well. And again, like, they just got defensive pieces now. I think with them now, they're like, hey, James, we're gonna let you play offense, but we're gonna pick up these defensive guys to kind of help you out in areas you lack. So. Them picking up PJ Tucker was like a huge, pickup in my opinion. They ended up getting Trez. Trez was a good pickup as well. So just guys like that, I just feel like are definitely going to help them out for guys that just don't want to play D. So Tyrese Maxey's going to do well, I think, this year. He's going to step up. Tobias, obviously, he's going to put in his numbers. So and so forth. So I'm rooting for Philly. And then I think, the champs, they're just going to come back even better. Jordan Poole's been on a tear. James Wiseman's been on a tear. And they picked up a lot of good young boys as well. I think Moody's going to do good this year. Trying to think of some other guys that they got. But yeah, just the end of their core. Obviously, they still got their core. So Steph's 100%, Clay's 100%. Draymond, is looking for a bag. Wiggins just got paid. I think he's gonna do well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a clean sweep with the Warriors. And then I got Philly. Who you guys riding with?
The first game's Boston versus Philly.
Yep.
I'm going Philly with this one, just because, like you said, Boston's lacking that center presence. Al Horford's awesome, but yeah, unfortunately, he cannot guard Embiid. So yeah, I think that's going to be, it's going to be Embiid's game. So that one's pretty easy for me. And you said Golden State versus Lakers.
Yep.
It's not even a question for me, bro. Golden State is walking in the park with that one. I love LeBron, bro, but there's just too much firepower in Golden State, especially if they start incorporating Wiseman and Kuminga.
I forgot Kuminga. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kuminga into their game, man. They're not going to be able to stop them.
Before Clint answers, do you think? Before you answer, Clint, I had a question. Do you think if they let Draymond walk and Kuminga kind of is that guy now, you think the team is still a championship caliber team, or do they need to like re-sign Draymond? Just based on some of like everything you've seen from Kuminga recently, because like I said it last year, I was like, too early to say.
It's too early to call because Kuminga still has a lot to learn. Draymond does play a huge part. He is essentially their point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the one bringing the ball up, but when they get to their half-court sets, he's orchestrating the offense. Setting the picks. Mm-hmm. He's passing. He's setting the picks, setting the screens, setting the back screens, calling it out. He plays a huge part. Kuminga has a lot to learn. I feel like. But he's getting there. I seen some real good progression.
Okay. That void. Like everybody makes it seem like what Draymond does is so minuscule. Like, if he goes on another team, what is he gonna do? Blah 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 blah. It all falls hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Warriors need Draymond. Draymond needs the Warriors. And I feel like it's not X's and O's to where people try to make it seem like it's not just Draymond passes in a half court set and he looks for Steph and Steph's always open. I got to know where to hit my shooters, where they like the ball. I got to learn to read the defense. I got to learn to keep the play moving. Yep. I think the biggest thing that you will never get with trying to replace Draymond is he's the heart and soul of that team. He's the defensive anchor, whether he's on the floor or off the floor. He's the heart and soul so much that he will punch a teammate to make sure this ship stays afloat. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to Jordan Poole in that realm, but it's like I care about my team and my craft so much that I will fight Kevin Durant to Jordan Poole. Like, I don't care who you are. This is what we got. This is this thing of ours. This La Costa Nostra. Like, he's ride or die for that alone. And I feel like you can't replace that. You can't replace the guy that's holding everybody accountable. You can't replace the guy that's going to make everybody bring their A game. I feel like even if you took him off the court, yeah, you can replace it with some X's and O's guy, but you're still going to be missing that. And I think that's what he brings.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. And then what do you think about Philly and Boston? Clint?
I'm going LeBron. I'm going Lakers. Y'all keep forgetting this is one of the 20 games AD will actually play this year, so he's going to be a difference maker. Renegade Russ coming off the bench, he's gonna look up and like the 20 minutes they do give him, he gonna look up and be like, I need my job back. So I'm finna go ham. So I feel like the Lakers want to play spoiler tonight, and like I said, off of just the strength of AD and LeBron alone, I like their chances. You want to be a spoiler. You want to be a spoiler. That's why you want to come in here and go, man. Why you chose tonight to be ring night? I feel disrespected. You know what? Let me remind you who I am. I'm King James. I'm street clothes AD. Let me show you who I am.
I love that. I love that. Now, those are really good takes. All right, cool. So, to wrap up, as far as like next week's matchups, we don't got to go too much in depth. Just kind of saying who you think's going to win, and then we could, talk about it on the next episode. But Nets versus Bucks. I'm going to pick 4 matchups for next week: Nets versus Bucks, Cavs versus Celtics, Lakers versus Nuggets, and Golden State versus the Phoenix Suns. I'll start off with the Nets versus Bucks. I'm gonna go Brooklyn on this one. I'm gonna go Brooklyn. I feel like just from like a mindset standpoint, again, I think they're like locked in now officially. Middleton's out, so obviously that's gonna help the Nets' chances a little bit more. KD's healthy, Kyrie's healthy. Kyrie's actually going to be playing, which is going to be crazy because obviously last year he didn't play that much. And they got their pieces. I think Ben did a tremendous job guarding Giannis in the preseason. So again, if anyone could do it, I feel like he can. So I'm rooting for the Nets on this one. What are your thoughts?
I gotta go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, I'm going out with Giannis on this one. I feel like he's a powerhouse, unstoppable. KD and Ben and Kyrie are still trying to figure things out. So I feel like while they're still trying to figure that out, Milwaukee already got everything, that they need. They're just missing Chris, but I feel like they'll be able to pull this one off.
I second that. I'm going Giannis.
What about you, Clint?
I'm going Bucks. I'm going for the lack of chemistry that Brooklyn still has to develop. I'm going for Giannis already hears some preseason talks of, Ben Simmons guarded you and you missed so many shots, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like he's going to put Ben in the basket a couple times to really show him, just chill, dog. That was preseason. And that's going to be what it's going to be.
Okay, I like that. Cavs versus Celtics. I'll start off. I think I'm gonna go underdog, man. I'm gonna go Cleveland on this one. I feel like they match up well, and especially with like we said earlier, like the stuff that the Celtics are going through. Like, who knows if it's going to impact them all season? Obviously, it's not going to impact them every game, but I just feel like Cavs got a lot of chips. They got chips on their shoulders. A lot of guys who just wanted more. It's the early start of the season, so obviously you got to get the jitters out or whatever. But I think Cavs are gonna hit them over the head on when they match up this week. What do you guys think?
I know you call them underdogs, but I don't really think they're underdogs. So I definitely do got Cleveland coming out on this one too. Just because they're just too deep, bro. They're too deep. You got Darius, you got D. Mitch, you got Jared Allen, you got Evan Mobley. It's too deep, bro. So, and again, Robert Williams is out, so we'll see. I definitely got Cleveland going for this one.
Boston. I'm going Boston.
What do you think?
And, I'm going Boston because Cleveland has some chemistry issues to figure out. Early season, new additions, so you got to plug those pieces in. Boston has some new guys to plug in, but I feel like Cleveland's plug-ins are ball-dominant shot chuckers. Donovan Mitchell's coming for a team where he got to take 30 shots a game if he wanted to.
That's true.
Now you're going to be looking left and looking right because you do have actual teammates that are legitimate. They had a ball-moving system. There wasn't Garland and anybody throwing up 20 shots a game, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like with what Cleveland has and what they're trying to develop, you're going to take away Donovan Mitchell's best asset, which is him be aggressive. You're going to make him be a little more passive. And I feel like Boston understands who their guys are, so they're not going to have that much of an issue with figuring that out. So I'm going Boston.
I like that. Alrighty. Next up, Lakers versus Nuggets. This one's tough. I'm gonna go Nugs on this one. I'm rooting for the Nugs all season for some strange reason, but I'm gonna go Nugs. I think it's gonna be tough to guard Joker. Obviously, it all depends on like Jamal, right? Jamal's health, if he's 100%, if he like stills the bubble Jamal that we came to love, and MPJ as well, Aaron Gordon, Bones Highland, all those guys. So I'm gonna go Nugs just because, like, again, I think Lakers are kind of like a toss-up team. They'll win some games, lose some games, but you just don't know about them. And it's just going to be tough to guard Joker. So I'm gonna go Nugs on this one. What about you, Lou?
I gotta agree. I'm going with Nuggets there. I'm not really too sold on Lakers and their pieces. You know, Lonnie's nice, but he ain't that nice. Going Nuggets, man.
This is gonna be the
What about
first
you, Clint?
landslide. I'm going Nuggets. My only thing is it's a landslide. My only thing is it's gonna be a little scary for Jamal Murray because like this was the last time he had his ACL, right? Playing the Lakers, so it's gonna feel like deja vu. And I feel like he's gonna have to cross this mental milestone this night and go, all right, cool. Let me really work myself into rotation, show my brain that it's okay. We've been here before, because I think that's the hardest part of coming out of an injury is the mental part of it. And I feel like him getting to play them so early and having that deja vu moment is going to definitely help him.
Ooh, I like that. I do like that. And then last matchup, Golden State versus the Phoenix Suns. Ooh, this one's good. I like. I can't wait for that game. I'm gonna go Phoenix. I'm gonna go Phoenix on this one. I feel like Chris Paul got a lot to prove this year. D Book got a lot to prove this year, especially getting smacked from those Mavs. Like they want to show that they're like a championship level team, and if you beat Golden State, the actual champs, then you know that kind of give you like a good headspace going into the season. So I'm gonna go Phoenix on this one. What about you?
I'm sorry, I cannot go Phoenix here, man. They just lost to the 36ers during the preseason. Did we not? Did nobody watch that?
Yeah, it's preseason. It's preseason though.
It's preseason, but it's preseason, boy. Nah, bro, I can't go with the Phoenix after losing something like that, man. I'm going Golden State, man.
I'm going Golden State just because I don't know what uniform Chris Paul ever put on and was better than Steph. Like I don't care if it was anytime he left Clippers, it went OKC, it went any uniform he changed to. Steph was in his way going, "Hi guys, remember me? I crossed you, shot it in your face." Like he was there. Like is that? It's not changing. I don't see it changing anytime in Chris Paul's career path. And I'm going to say this one on episode 1 in this is the last year of this Phoenix organization and this team looking like this. I feel like this year they blow it up. I feel like they blow it up.
Oh, I can agree with you.
It's not clicking. Your window they closed. It was already here. You got there with the will of everything aligning, and I feel like it's so small now. It makes more sense to just start over. Nobody's happy,
especially with the whole DA thing, like you know, him resigning. No one's happy.
Yeah. Doesn't look good. Look good.
Yeah, they're gonna blow it up. Cool. Well, those are the matchups for the week. Wanted to wrap it up. Clint, if you have a trivia question, each episode we're gonna wrap it up with a trivia question, in which we'll go, you know.
Gotcha. So this week's Clint, trivia question. I need y'all to not cheat, do your mental homework, and I need everybody to think and let me know who's the only player in NBA history to win a Most Improved, a Defensive Player of the Year, a MVP, and a Finals MVP in their career. Let me know who's the only player to ever accomplish all of that.
Go James.
Probably Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson, the GOAT. That's the real GOAT. But cool. All right. So we'll leave it to the people. We'll have them answer that. But that's it. Appreciate it, fellas. Make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram at Public Opinion Pod. Make sure you follow us and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Public Opinion Pod. Thanks again. Much appreciated, fellas. See you guys next week.